hairs out of there, starts running around. It's a
Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome to the next episode. This is Simon Art. I'm Aaron Simon, and today's the next lesson in how to create a repeat in Photoshop. So last week we worked in Illustrator, and now this week we are doing Photoshop. In Illustrator, I showed you how to do a half drop. In Photoshop, I'm going to actually in Illustrator, I showed you how to do a square step. Photoshop, today I'm going to show you how to do a half step. If you're in the chat, say hello. Just let me know where you're from and who's watching. I know some people might be watching the game right now. I know I am, but I have it muted. So at least this way I can keep up to date on the score, and I can I can keep up to date with the score, and so at least this way I know who's winning and who's losing. Just bear with me 1 minute. I'm trying to find something. I think I misplaced something. Did I misplace something? Yeah, so just let me know where you're from, who's viewing, and we'll get started in 1 minute. Just give some people some time to get in, some more people to view. I know, like I said, the game is going on. Kansas City Chiefs had won, so they're going to the Super Bowl, and now you have the Detroit Lions in San Francisco, and it seems like the Detroit Lions are now beating San Francisco, but it's too early to figure out, too early to say who wins. So let's get to it. So here we have the koi fishes. Right now, this is the same koi fishes that I used from last time, but in this case now, what we're going to do is we're going to put them in what's called a half drop. Now, you're probably looking at this here. What we're doing is I'm actually designing a shower curtain. So, what's entitled with a shower curtain? Well, shower curtains have a different type of measurement. Shower curtains are usually 72 by 72. In this case, we're creating a repeat that's 24 inches. So going horizontally this way, the repeat is 24 inches. But normally when you're creating a repeat, you want to add more to it on the sides. This way you can see what's going on. Right now I have it at, my canvas size is 27 inches by 74. The reason I have it set for 74 is because for trimming, they usually take about an inch top and bottom for trim. So in the end, it'll take an inch from the top, it'll be 72 inches. And from there. So these are actually repeating going across. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create sort of like a border to use, and so that you're looking down at the fishes. So it makes it seem like, oh, it's a pool. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I want to lock these two in so that I don't have them by accident. And I'm just going to select one of these fishes here. So since I'm not too worried about the vertical part, we're going to be just working horizontally. So I'm going to take this fish, paste it, close it up, and then maybe I want to move it somewhere. So I might want to move it over here, so move it here at the top here, right? And if I want, maybe I can move it up, but let's show the whole fish. Now, to make this interesting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the fish, right? Hit transform. So on the PC, it's Control T. On the Mac, I believe it's Option T. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've used the Mac. Now up here, let me just move it over so that the people on Instagram are looking. There's a little, let me just move it. So if you're using Photoshop, there is a triangle when you hit transform. You want to make sure that's clicked, so everything goes 0, 0, right? Now next what you're going to do is, for the X, you're going to hit 24, IN, right? That brings you over there. Now, we want to try to create an internal repeat in here. So let's make this internal repeat in this part. Let's go down on the Y-axis. Let's go down 30. Let's see where that puts us. And make sure you hit 30 inches. So it's not really doing the half repeat, but let's move it up now to about 15 inches instead. Until we get something that we like, 20 inches. That's fine. So what we did was we moved it over 24 and then down 20 inches. That means that our internal repeat in here is going to be pretty around 40. Next, we're going to copy our layer. You're always going to duplicate the layer for each one. So we're going back to this guy up here, and we're going to drop him down 40 inches. And as you see here, we created a half step. Now, the only downside to that is we're going to have to move him over, this guy over, due to the fact that he's going to be cut off. So what we can do is we can get rid of him. Nope. Let's get rid of him. This and this, let's move this over here. Right? So we're going to move these two guys over to about let's do this. Let's move it over to the 12-inch mark. So it's right in the middle of 24. Right? Now one more time. I'm going to duplicate the original. Oops. So the original layer, I'm going to duplicate that. Control T, bring up the transforming tool. You're going to go to X. You're going to go over 12. And then you're going to go down 20. So that's how you would create your half drop. You go over 12 and then down 20. Down 20. Now what we're going to do is copy that one again. Transform. Oops. Go to our Y-axis. Hit negative 24 inch. Oh, my fault. Our X-axis. Always get them confused. Minus 24. And as you can see, we created our half drop. Right? So now we have our half drop to start off with. This gives me an idea of what it will look like. Now, as I said before from last episode, when it comes to the square step, it's the top and bottom that you have to make sure that is going to work within the cylinder, because when it comes to the cylinder, it's going to roll over that. But in this case, what you want to do is have the cylinder. Well, let me explain it real quick. So we're working here vertically, right? But in reality, if I was to rotate this, do it counterclockwise. This is actually what your cylinder would look like. This will be repeating, they'll be repeating all over, but if the cylinder is here and here rolled over, this is what we're looking for, to make sure that they're not cropped off. So we have that first fish, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that group of fish in a one group folder, and I'm going to close it. Now I'm going to take my next fish. Use the lasso tool, circle any object that I want. I'm going to use this fish here. Make sure the layer is selected. Hit Control C for copy, and then Control V for paste. Like I said, on Mac it'll be Option C and then Option V. Now I'm going to re-show. Oh, what happened to the other fish? What? I think I lost a fish. I'll fix it later. Huh. I must have went back. Minus 24. Alright. Leave that there. Okay, good. Alright, now I have my second fish. Now, in this case now, what happens is that I'm going to take my this tool here. I'm going to scroll over, and what I want to do, the same thing. Just want to turn it just a bit. Maybe I don't want it to go down, maybe I want to go up, show different direction. And remember, we're working in shapes of triangles when creating a repeat. Any repeat, you want to try to create a channels using any objects that you have that you are using to make it simple. It's not always, you don't always have to use triangles depending on what it is, but since we have motifs here, sometimes triangles, you want to use a triangle, thing of triangles just create the pattern. So I have it here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move them up. Like I said, I want to copy, I want to create a copy the layer, hit use the free transforming tool, and for the Y, I believe it's the Y, yes, for the Y we're going to go down 40. As you can see, he's right there. That's fine. I can take both of them, move them up slightly, and keep it there. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I may decide to not have so much of this so that you can see more of the fishes, you know? But I'm just setting it up now so that if I don't want the border, I can get rid of it. So let's just get rid of the border and make it simple. So I dropped it down 40 inches. Now what I want to do is still do the half drop. Now with the half drop, you're always going over and then down half. In this case, we're creating the way this repeat is working, it's a little bit different how I normally do it, but because I have everything vertically, I'm keeping it this way to look at the shower curtain. But if I had it turned this way, it would have been totally different. So what, like I said, in this case, what I want to do is actually let's do this. Just to make it simple. All right. So I'm turning it this way because this way you have an idea that this is your cylinder, right? What I'm going to do is take my fish that I just copied. So I already moved it over this way, right? What I want to do now is copy my original fish, and I want the halfway point from here to here. So like I said, this is a 40-inch repeat. My halfway point is 20, and then I want to move it up to the repeat size. Now he's up there. No, my fault. Okay. So we move this down 40. I want to move this up the halfway point of the cylinder. So in this case, I'm gonna copy this, free transform. I'm gonna go halfway across my cylinder width, and then halfway up. And that's how you do your half drop. So you go, so this from here to here is 40 inches, right? So I want the halfway point of my roller, so that be the 12. So I'll go across here and then here. Next. And once again, I'm going to take this guy and I am going to create a new folder. So with each motif, whenever you do a repeat, you want to create a folder. So at least this way you don't get nothing mixed up. Edit, copy. Once again, I'll just show it here real quick. So edit, copy, which is Control C and then Control V. So Control C and then Control V. Now here's the funny. Now something interesting happened today, which I think it's a small win. I'm calling it a small win. Currently, I am working on my the next fan art that I'm doing. I'm trying to set them up like books, so at least this way, think of it like if you're looking at a novel. I'm trying to set it up that way, but with some I may not put the words in. With others, I will. It's just the fact that, you know, it's just certain things. It's copyright stuff, so I have to be very, very careful when you put a name of something down. And me and Arlie, we're also looking into doing a Comic Con. Right now we haven't. It might be towards the end of the year, and not this year, due to the fact that we are still working on putting more material in our store. But right now, that is something that's on the table. I'm hoping to find a local one. I don't think we are. Like, I know the New York Comic Con will probably be something that we want to do since it's towards the end of the year and it's in October. But I would like to do something small first before going to something huge. So, but if you're listening to this and you have any thoughts on that, any advice, that's much appreciated. Now let's look at this guy here. What I might want to do is take him and flip him, have him go the other way. Maybe he goes this way and have it there. Now what I'm going to do is, just to show, I want to make sure nothing's on the same line vertically, horizontal. Well, this is vertically, but once you turn it, it'll be horizontally. So I'm also thinking about that. So right now I have that guy there. Taking this here. And like I said, this is an internal 40-inch repeat. So I got my 40-inch repeat there. I'm going to take my original image, free transform. Now, like I said, you're going to move it over at the halfway point of your repeat. So in this case, it's 20. And I'm going to move it down to 12. Right? Because I know from here to here is 24. Right? So if this was to roll out, this would be shown here at 24. But we're setting up as an internal half drop repeat. And once again, take this guy, create a folder, open it up. Let's just get rid of these guys. I'm not going to use all of them, but I'm just going to use enough so that, you know, it's just showing a variety. Let's see here. Keep that there. Like I said, I might turn this one. Maybe I have it going up this way. Have it going this way. Remember how I say about triangles? This is a triangle. This is a triangle. This is a triangle. This is a triangle. So internally you've seen some triangles in here, some shapes, but it's well balanced. Also, I want to make sure these guys don't line up too much. If it's lined up with his fin, that's fine. I'm not too much worried about that. For those who are joining me on Instagram, thanks. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm showing some folks how to create a repeat. And taking it from there. But for those, if you are watching online, please say hi, wave. Let me know what you guys are thinking about. Is there anything that you what are your thoughts on creating repeats? If you have any thoughts. If have you ever done that? You know, the little stuff. Let's see here. Oh, no. That's just that's fine. Yeah, so now we have our fourth koi fish, right? So once again, we're going to put him or her. We're going to go, X is our move over 40. So there's our repeat right there. And then we take our original. So, and then we go the halfway with X is 20. And then Y would be 12. And now that we know that it's sitting on the edge of the repeat, what we want to do is copy the layer again, Control T, go back to our Y, minus 24, and now we have it on the repeat. From looking at this is actually pretty good. Let's turn clockwise. So right now, I have my fish, and I have what I think is pretty good. It's not overcrowded. Now here is where we might have some problems because they're next to each other. Now, remember how I said keep everything if you have to make a change? So by keeping it on a channel, I can change it just a bit. You know? I can move it down. I can take this group, put it in a folder, move it up, but that's not it. So which one are you? Nope. Ah, you're group 3. Okay. I can move him up and over. I can do something like that. Right now that I have all that stuff set up, right now, let's bring this up here. If I want, I can move it up. Maybe have some of it closed off. Now, in cases like this, you may not want that. These might be eliminated. So what would happen is just balance it out here. Or what you can do is you can move it down. Like so. Oh, yeah. Now, what I am going to do here is I'm going to eliminate that part. Let me just close that off, right? And I'm realizing like, oh, but we need some sort of border here. So in this case, I might move it up. Take a look at this here. And I realize, and then just do a quick look at it. Close it off. I'm going to go here. And now I'm going to go here. as my guide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my original. Now this is the original what I had set up. What I'm going to do is, because I have it, since I have the layer locked, we can move it around. Hey Dwayne, what's going on? How's the game? Oops. Take that. Let's copy this. Close that off. Let's get rid of these guys here. Delete it. And then let's just move this up a bit to here. And then let's take this guy. Let's move him down a bit to here. So what I'm doing, I'm just moving it down to give it some space. Now, the one thing I do want to do is just check to make sure I know my 72 is here. So that's going to be cut off. So what I might end up doing is moving it here. And I might do the same thing here, maybe up here, give it a little border. Select this guy and go to there and voila. So now that that's set up, right, I can take my fish, close it this way to get a good idea. Now, from looking at this, some of my fish are going off into here. So maybe that's not such a good idea. So we'll just get rid of it. Delete it. Go here. And then that's that. So this is how you would create a repeat with a half drop. One more time just to go over it. Right? Just in case someone came in late. What you're going to do is you're going to take whatever it is that you have. Maybe you drew something that's on its own. Right? Select the, in this case, I'm going to select it. If you don't have to select it, you have your own layer, that's fine. I'm going to just copy it. Now, and you're going to create a repeat. Now, since the cylinder is going this way, I'm just going to set it up this way since it's actually going to be looking this way since we are creating a shower curtain. Just turn it this way. And do that there. Just turn it around a bit. I think I like it there. Alright. So copy your layer. Right? Control T. And what you're going to do is you're going to drop it down your repeat. In this case, it's 40 inches this way, right? Move both over. Now, you're going to go across. Since we have, this is a 24-inch cylinder, we want to find the halfway point between these two is 20, right? So copy that. Oh, nope. Take the original, copy that. Okay. Oh. So copy that. Control T, move it over. So let's say we decide to move it up to 24, right, which is our cylinder, and then we drop it on the halfway point that way. Right, move it around. Now, because it's on the edge of the cylinder, what we want to do is take this, copy it, transform, and we want to make sure that it appears on the other side of the cylinder. Oh, nope. My fault. Made a foobar. Thanks. Once again, right? We want to move it over. Since this is 24, let's do this 12. Move it over the halfway point of this, and then the halfway point of this. So let's make it at 20. So you move over 12, and then we move it down 20. Right? Then, what we want, that's our halfway point. That means that every 24 inches, these three objects is going to be seen. Right? So now we have this here, right? So now we have, I'm just gonna leave it like this for now just to show. So now we have our shower curtain. And what we want to do is, what I like to do is I like to duplicate my image, right? So it opens up and more. So so this way I can look at it stepped out. So one way to do it is just flatten the image. And what you're going to do is now go to your canvas size and crop it to 74. And to 24, and let's make this 72. Now, depending on the size that you're working on, it doesn't matter. But if you want to make a repeat that's 8 by 8, I recommend having a canvas size 10 by 10. Due to the fact that it's easier to work with. And we hit OK. Proceed, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But if you want to make a repeat. So then what you're going to do is hit Control A, go to Edit, Define Pattern. Now, since we're working it this way, Define Pattern would work. But if you're doing a half drop and you cropped it at that, it wouldn't work. But I'm going to show you what you would do in a case like that. Right? Image, canvas size. Let's just make this 72. Right? Go to Edit, Fill, Contents. When you go to Contents, you're going to look for this called Pattern. And then you go to Custom Pattern. Now, the new pattern that you created would be right here. It's always the last one that you created. Hit OK. And it steps up. And as you can see, here's your half drop. Now, let's change this up in a different way to make it how I would normally do it if I wasn't creating a shower curtain, because it's different. It's a different animal depending on what it is that you are doing. So let's say we are doing fabrics, right? So we're setting this up for fabrics. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up to 52 inches, my width, and my height is going to be 24. Right. Now what I want to do is take the images from there and clockwise bring it down. Right. I'm going to zoom in. But what I want to do is I'm going to open up the canvas just a bit so I can see more of my fish. Good. Now, I'm going to duplicate it. I'm gonna lock it here, and what I'm going to do is now take this thing apart piece by piece. So the one way I would normally work on this is by I'm gonna select this guy here. Edit, copy, right? So edit, copy, edit, paste. Right? Now my cylinder is this way, right? I'm gonna flip him over, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my vertical repeat this way. Transform, 24. So now I have my vertical repeat this way. Now what's gonna end up happening is, depending on what my side repeat is gonna be, it has to work within the parameters of your cylinder. So this is my cylinder going this way because I know that it's going to repeat this way to this way. Let me just fix this. All right. Let me put a background so it'll probably make it easier for everyone at home to see. All right, good. All right, let's lock that. Now, since this is a 52-inch width, my halfway point is 26. So or it's in the parameters of 26. So what I want to do is I want to take that, do that, and work within 26. So I'm going to move it over with my X26, right? But now I have to move it halfway from of my repeat of my cylinder. So in this case, it'll be 12 inches. And as you can see, we went down 24, over 26, and then down the halfway point, as you can see here. And that's one way you would do a half drop using, if you had a 52-inch roller going this way, right? Instead of doing it within the shower curtain, which we had it this way, because that's how the shower curtain, that's how when you hang a shower curtain, we as designers, we would do it this way, so that at least this way we can see how it would work. But that's how you do a half drop. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at simonandsimonart@gmail.com. You can leave a comment here on our YouTube channel. We also have a Facebook page under the same name, Simon and Simon Art. Also, we're also on Twitch. I think I'm going to end it with this for showing, and I guess I can show you guys what I'm working on. Let me just open it up since I'm working in Clip Studio. Open Clip Studio Paint. I wonder how the game's doing. I'm pretty sure everyone's watching the game. Oh, Lions has 24 and San Francisco's 10. 4th and 2 in the third quarter. Nice. So at least this way you can see what it is I'm doing. I think I have to adjust this like so. So this is what I'm working on right now. If you have an idea who you think these two characters are, send me a message. Let me see who can guess it right now. There is going to be a third character in this piece. I'm just trying to figure out how to set the pose up for it. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do it. I'm looking at stuff on Pinterest and everything else to get an idea of what it will look like. But it is a popular series on Netflix, so I would say that. and from video games. Right now I'm working in grayscale. Like if you see my previous video, I like to work in grayscale because, like I said, I was a color separator and we worked in grayscale a lot to help us understand the value and tones. It's a lot easier to work in grayscale. A lot of people might say, oh, I don't like working in grayscale. Well, actually, grayscale is actually pretty good to work in due to the fact that it gives you the opportunity to see the value. Now, of course, you always have to change your, when it comes to grayscale, you always have to, you may have to adjust depending on what color you are using. In the end, for because the way a blue may lay down on this in grayscale may not be the same or may not be beneficial when a yellow is shown or a blue is shown on it. So you get different, that's why sometimes you have to compromise when you get for different colors. So you may have to adjust the tone maybe and come to a happy medium depending on your color. But all in all, I'm enjoying this, and someone actually sent me a message asking if they can purchase this, which I'm hoping this gives me more of a motivation to make sure that it's good, that it's perfect and the person likes it at the end. So I'm happy about that. That actually motivates me personally so that I can be like, yes, I finally got a sale. I know I saw there's an art gallery where you can actually submit art. I have to actually talk about Arlie about that to see if she's interested. I think that's something me and her can probably try to do. We can probably try to submit something there and see if they like it. Hence why I might submit this and others and the one other project that I want to work on. But that next project I know is going to be like about a month and a half work. I mean, I'm still sketching it out, and I'm still not too sure if I can get it right. I am a little bit, I'm not worried, but I am, sometimes you get a little bit frustrated when you are working on something, you're trying to get something right, and it's just not going to plan. I mean, I can actually show you, well, those at home I can't really show you, but those on Instagram, if you're looking at on Instagram, you know, here's my sketchbook. So, and I've been working on like drawing bears and whatnot for my next one. So I'm trying to figure out how I want it to work. I mean, here's one bear that I did. He looks mean mugging. But the theme of this one, I'm working on. Well, I want to do a take on Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So I want to create a book cover based off that, but I want to update it. I don't want to make it like, oh, this is like a nice kid's, like, nah. This is Goldilocks grown up, maybe in her teens or early adult, and she is whatchamacallit, working with the bears. So instead of going against the bears, she's actually working with the bears now to help them do whatever it is that they're doing. So yeah, so you know, it's pretty good. So I think once I finish with this one, I want to work on that Goldilocks. Like, I have an idea and I have a setup for the scene, and from what I've told Arlie about it, she found it funny, and the way I want to do it, let's just say I'm incorporating 3 other famous characters in it, but you won't see them, but you know that they were there. That's that, and trying to set that up, especially trying to get the angle right and figuring out how I want to do it. Maybe this might be one of those things where I get a friend to take pictures, and we figure it out from there. I may have to do that, because it's like I have the idea, it's just a matter of setting it up and everything else. That's the only problem. But other than that, I think it's good. Last week has been good. Last week has been productive. I still haven't set up my Macross VF25F from Frontier on my shelf. I meant to do that this week, but I haven't. But at least now I have my Marlin glue, so I can finish putting together my Strike Freedom Gundam. I'm actually thinking about streaming like a video game, just playing a video game or something, and just taking people's questions from there and whatnot, like one of those laid back sessions. I know I talked with Arlie about us doing a video talking about our careers, why we got into our field, so we're going to be doing that. I know I have to I already have stuff written down, but I have to just work on doing that video, so hopefully I can get that out this week. I actually might work on it tonight, because I know this week is going to be a little bit busy, and I think I only have tonight, tomorrow, maybe Thursday and Friday. I know it's not going to be Friday. I know it's not going to be Thursday. So it'll probably be tonight where I record that session. But other than that, I think it's all good and good. So I think I'll start working on this a little bit. And whoever comes on later, you're welcome to join us, and you're welcome to ask questions, and we'll just take it from there. Yeah. Or maybe I'll just cut this short. Yeah, I'll just cut this short. Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna work on this bad boy here, or maybe I'll just go and play some video games, and I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me on Simon and Simon Art. I hope to see you guys again soon, and keep creating art. Thank you.
It's okay?
Yeah.
You sound really good, babe.
Yeah, but nobody really showed up, so I don't care.
It's okay, baby.
Yeah.
It's gonna be better.
Yeah, I know. It's like Jillian showed up and then left. So, it is what it is. I'm not thinking about
The
it.
beginning is kind of slow.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
okay.
I know.
I know sometimes it gets disappointing because you don't have the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
But